What's up, everyone? It's a new week. It's the same Anfield agenda 10-minute transfer roundup. As always, scan the QR code on the screen there now. That'll bring you to the Anfield agenda Twitch channel, which is where you'll catch all of our live content for the upcoming season. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on here as well. Do drop a like on the video. 10-minute Anfield agenda transfer roundup. Start the clock. Right, let's start with Marco Asensio. Multiple publications today in Spain have linked Liverpool and other Premier League clubs with a move for the Real Madrid player. He currently has 1 year to run on his Madrid contract. And look, I'll be honest with you, I don't believe there's much truth to this, but if he's somebody that maybe Jurgen Klopp has signalled out because of that contractual situation, or maybe somebody who he thinks could come in and do a job for us, then, you know, it is what it is. I just don't think that there is much to it. I have reached out to friends of mine who are journalists in Spain to try and figure out if there is truth to it. I haven't heard back yet, in all honesty, so I'm kind of working off my own gut feeling at this moment in time. But ultimately, it doesn't change the fact that I want to know, would you be happy if Liverpool signed Asensio? We know the Mohamed Salah situation is one that is yet to be resolved. I have said to you guys in previous videos that I'd like us to bring in another right-sided attacker or somebody who can play on that side to just increase competition, because no matter what happens with the Salah situation, I still feel like we may need that extra body up there. So let me know what you think. Would Asensio be good enough? Do you think he'll end up elsewhere? And how much do you think would be a fair price to pay for him if you do think he'd be a good fit for Liverpool? Calvin Ramsey, we spoke about yesterday. He will be Liverpool's number 22, Simon Mignolet's old number for the season ahead. There's loads, though, that I need to cover in this 10 minutes. So if I'm speaking a little bit quicker than normal, it's because I'm just trying to get through and not forget anybody. Neco Williams. So the possibility of Neco Williams leaving Liverpool looks like it's getting a little bit closer. We know the club want £15 million for him. I think, actually, do you know what? I think it might be on the cheap side, but there's no shortage of interest in him. PSV Eindhoven, who were interested before he went on loan to Fulham, are still interested. Fulham are, of course, interested. And there's a couple of other clubs. I think maybe Nottingham Forest were a club also who are interested in Neco. I don't think we'll have any trouble getting the fee for him. And I think whoever gets Neco Williams for £15 million is getting a very, very good player. And one that I'm going to be sad to leave the club, but I can understand if Neco wants more minutes. He knows they're going to be limited now, and particularly with Calvin Ramsey coming in, it looks like that's going to be the competition for Trent. So if Neco moves on, do wish him all the best, but I think 15 million is a fair price for the club to ask. Oxlade-Chamberlain, and before I move on to Chamberlain, I will be talking about Barella towards the end of the video, so don't go anywhere. Oxlade-Chamberlain, it's looking like he could stay at this particular moment in time. I don't agree with it, but then again, I'm not Jurgen Norbert Klopp. I don't agree with it because I'd like the club to try and get the 10 million in and save another 5 million or so in wages that we could put towards another transfer. But if Jurgen Klopp feels like we could do with the body, who am I to question Kloppo? So yeah, on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain at this moment in time, seems to be that he could well stay and see out his contract. Roberto Firmino. He will not sign a contract renewal with Liverpool, but the club do have fairly big plans for Bobby this season, as they still believe he is the player with the best first touch, as per The Athletic, at the team. And the reason I'm saying that I think he'll have a massive impact this season is if we're going to switch to the 4-2-3-1 system, even partially for the season, and it has been spoken about by many publications now, I think Bobby Firmino will be pivotal to teaching Fabio Carvalho how to play that role properly, or in the way that Jurgen Klopp would want. We know how good Bobby Firmino is with pressing. We know how good his link-up play is. So I think, as much as I'm going to be sad to see Bobby go, I think I agree with The Athletic that Bobby, I think, will have a more increased role this season, because I can't think of anybody with a better touch than Firmino at the club, or somebody who is as clever as Firmino is with that link and hold up play. If you remember, when we signed him from Hoffenheim, he was more of an attacking midfielder. So that's kind of the role I expect Bobby Firmino to fill this season, until Klopp's probably convinced Fabio Carvalho is fully up to speed and ready to go. We still don't know what's going to happen with Nat Phillips. There's talk of him going back to Bournemouth on loan, but then there's also been talk of a potential 15 million sale. Right, I'm going to come on to Nicolo Barella in a moment, but before I do, just a little word on Sadio Mane. So as per Fabrizio Romano and a couple of others today, it looks like he will have his medical tomorrow in Bayern Munich, and then he will be unveiled as a Bayern player on Wednesday. Total package will come in at about 41 million euro with add-ons, 35 million euro up front, with the remainder, depending on appearances and stuff that he wins at Bayern Munich. So yeah, 41 million. Look, I wish him all the best, because there was a lovely piece today that popped up on Twitter that just showed what a good human being that he is, Sadio. And look, we didn't think he wasn't a good human being, but he is basically upgrading his village into a town, and by that I mean he's built a hospital, he's built a school, he's building a gas station, he's building a post office, and he also sends €70 per month back to those 2,000 people who are in his village. And I just again want to just. It's sad that Sadio's leaving. Genuinely is sad. I love the guy, but I wish him nothing but the best when he moves on. When we play Bayern, and look, I won't lie, I won't keep an eye on his play at Bayern, because he's now sort of the enemy. A little bit. Just a little bit. But as soon as he finishes playing football, in my mind, he goes back to being a Liverpool legend all over again. And I'm so glad that Sadio looks like he's going to be leaving on good terms with the club, because he deserves to leave on good terms, because he's been a wonderful servant to us and one hell of an incredible human being. So his next chapter of his career is about to unfold, and as I said, that deal should be all sewn up on Wednesday. A couple of people have been inquiring as well about when Fabio Carvalho will be unveiled. As I said to you guys before, I think it's a mixture of two things. One, his contract with Fulham doesn't run out till the end of June, so it would be a bit strange to unveil him before that. And also, I have a little sneaking suspicion that we might see him take the number 10 shirt, or certainly somebody take the number 10 shirt when Sadio leaves. And Carvalho seems as good an option as any. Right, the last topic tonight, the big one, Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan. I don't know if this is true or not. Comes from Calcio Mercato Web, is who I seen as the instigator or the original point of contact for this story, I think. Would I take him at Liverpool? In a heartbeat, no doubt. Absolutely quality player. Really got sold on him when he was playing for Italy in the Euros. Followed him this season, and have to say, when we played against Inter previously as well, he's one hell of a talented player. But he is to Inter kind of what Trent is to us. He's an Inter fan through and through. And I don't see Inter being willing to lose him. He's a massive player for them. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he could be just about to become the Inter captain. So, as much as I'd love it to be true, as much as I'd be more than happy to welcome Barella to Liverpool, because, he was on my list of midfielders that I would have happily brought in, I don't think we're going to do any more business in the window, in all honesty. We've a couple of fringe players like Minamino that will move on, yes, but I'd be surprised to see us act in the window. But I'm a little bit confused by it, and I raised this on the stream earlier on. So, if we put in an offer for Tchouaméni, it means we had money for a midfielder. Now, what I'm wondering is, let's say Monaco had have accepted our bid for Tchouaméni and we signed him, and then Mane was about to move on. Do you think we would have got the money to buy Darwin Núñez? I guess we'll never know, but I'm a bit confused about the whole midfielder situation. So, if Klopp wants to keep Chamberlain around because he thinks we need the body, then I would argue go out and buy the body or a body. Yes, you probably won't get Jude Bellingham in this window, but there are probably still decent midfield options around that you could bring in. And for me, look, Barella will be top of the list. Now, I'm hoping that maybe in the comment section, one of you guys are going to be able to tell me some more credible links for Barella to Liverpool, because I won't lie to you, like, this is a deal that will get me very, very excited, because, he's a great footballer. So yeah, if you do have any more info on that one, I will be reading the comments. Please do whack it in. And also, please don't give out to me for wearing blue. I often wear blue in videos and I read through the comments, and I've seen things as mad as Shankly will be turning in his grave. Like, it's an Adidas top. It's a blue top. You don't read too much into it. It just happened to be clean and I wore it. Still no word on Caoimhín Kelleher, by the way. Still waiting to hear what Caoimhín's situation will be. I'm just trying to think really quickly, is there any other bits and pieces that I haven't managed to get covered in the last few days around players at the club? Former Liverpool player, actually, Teo Arioni, could make his way to Nottingham Forest. He went to Union Berlin, did really well there. and has been linked with a move to Nottingham Forest, who of course are managed now by Steve Cooper, who famously won the World Cup with England under 16 or 17, I can't remember which one it was. Ryan Bruce was part of that team as well, so I think that'll be an incredible move for Albioni and for Nottingham Forest if they get that deal done. Other than that, I would like to ask you guys for a change for your help. So if Quivin moves on, give me some shouts as a potential backup goalkeeper to come in. And don't say Ben Foster to me, because one, he's not good enough. And two, I can't imagine Jurgen Klopp wanting to put up with Ben Foster's YouTube stuff. You know, we know Klopp, for instance, didn't want to do any of the this stuff on Amazon. You know, didn't want the behind the scenes of Liverpool. So I really don't think that he'd be too happy with Ben Foster. As much as I love Ben Foster's content, I don't think Klopp will be too happy. So some suggestions, please, if you have any, about who we could potentially look at if Quivin does move on loan. That brings us to an end tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.